It's week 5 of the NFL.
And coming up, we'll see the electric Jaden Daniels.
He's your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Commanders and the Broncos, just ahead on EA Sports.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, Greg Wild, first month of the calendar in the NFL. Had some great games, some finishes that were pretty special, the usual surprises. Now, we hit October, and like you said, this is where the season really gets going.
Yeah, doesn't it just feel like on the NFL calendar, every month kind of has its own vibe, right? It's September, you're just starting to figure out how good you are. You don't even know how good your own team is, let alone the rest of the league. But once the calendar page turns to October, things start to become a little bit more clear. We know the contenders. We know the teams that have a long road ahead of them. These October games go a long way to setting the table come playoff time later in the season.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. Now return coming from the 7th. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Not want to see in the opening minute of the game. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Right to the air from the 30 on the first play. A pass complete to the tight end, Evan Ingram. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield.
Just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, here's Nix. He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. To throw is Nix. They'll look to set up the screen here. They had the right play call. The screen goes for 15 and a first down.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. Got his man at the 6. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal. It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but that once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
And you'll get about halfway there. That's a gain of 2, down to the 2. Big play coming up, 3rd and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That one is caught beyond the pylon. Touchdown, Denver. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Here's Carty now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. A safe kick taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
Mike, when we have a chance to talk to this teammates, the word they always use is perfectionist, and it's pretty easy to see why. When we had a chance to sit down with them the other day, one thing was very clear. He was not happy about having that blemish on the stat line, the interception. Now, it didn't change the outcome of the game, but it certainly prevented him from being able to really appreciate what he accomplished in last week's win. If that meeting is any indication of what we should expect, I think it's pretty safe to assume he's placing a big emphasis on protecting the ball over these next 4 quarters.
They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On the ground, here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
So you're on the sideline and you're watching the other team go right down the field and score on their first drive. As a play caller, you have to be careful that it doesn't throw you out of your initial plan coming into the game. They wanted to establish some ground game here early, and that's exactly what they did.
And he'll take this up to the 48-yard line. Dre Greenlaw in on the tackle. You get a look there at his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Second down and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniel. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. It is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. It'll be a pickup of 10. Good for a Commander's first down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here, Mike. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. Couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front as the rest of this game unfolds.
He's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A handoff as they try to run it here. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. 3rd down and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
This will be returned from the 6. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Broncos offense ready now for their 2nd drive. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And the defense, good job sticking to their rules. They didn't take their eyes off the running back, who gains nothing. On 2nd down, it's Nix. There's a short one taken by Ingram. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot.
Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
The Broncos bringing out their punter. Oh, but he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll begin here on the ground. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll throw with Daniels. This one complete. Right side, it's Watson. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Here's Daniels. And that is incomplete. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. And now it's 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
The Broncos offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Back to throw is Nix. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. Now Nix going to look to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
It's a pickup of 13 yards. Good for a Denver 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. On the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
A 1st down throw for Nix. This is caught down that right sideline. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Nix, now to throw it here on 1st down. He'll tuck it and take off. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down. So after one, it's the Broncos with the early lead. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Here's Nix to throw. That's caught left side by Ingram.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
And he's going to slide down with the first down inside the 5.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down. What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Let's give him a yard down to the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. No place to run there. Good job by the D to stop him at the 2.
How about this for a goal line stand, Mike? Your back's against the wall, back-to-back plays, you hold tight. They set themselves up here to defend a 4th and goal try.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. Hardy's kick is good. And the Broncos go out to a 10-3 lead.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. First and 10 now from the 36. Throwing is Daniels. And that ball intercepted by Pat Surtain. And he is going to score a pick 6 for the touchdown. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see, and it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum builder.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
Here's Carney now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Drive will start on the ground. And he'll take this to about the 28. That's Zach Allen there on the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. To throw is Daniels. Quick throw here is complete. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
They'll send a tight end in motion. It's first down, and they'll run. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Tight end, the motion man to the right. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll get forward for a couple. That's Zach Allen there on the tackle. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Throwing now, Daniels. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. The motion man here is McLaurin. Now a give up the middle, and he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. On 2nd down, it's Daniels. To the right side here, pass is caught. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Here's a run. And they are all over that on defense. Good surge, drops him back. Let's put him at the 9-yard line.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many.
That is caught back corner of the end zone. Harry McLaurin, touchdown Washington. The teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice all week, but we see it pay off in the game.
And when you have a wide receiver, Mike, that can operate near the sideline, it just increases the amount of...
And before the try, remember, it is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed, so replay will confirm this one before we do anything else. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. The extra point by Gay is good, and the Commanders are able to cut into the lead. It's now 17-10. Here comes a return from the 3. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Broncos offense ready to take over once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. Throwing is Nix. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll throw. It's Nix. Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's the punter now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. Fair catch made here. The drive will start at the 23-yard line. First and 10. Now a give on the ground. And he'll bring this to about the 25. Dre Greenlaw in on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9. Daniels now going to look to throw.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
They'll try to hit him with a screen. This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Here's their punter now, as he's on to punt for Denver. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield. We'll get the carry here. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick 1st down. 2 minutes remain here in this 1st half. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this. From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. Throwing on 2nd down, Daniels. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 40.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first. The halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the 1st half, you can use your timeouts. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, to double it up again right after the halftime break.
Daniels now on 1st down. He's going to tuck it and go. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really...
And he will get into the end zone. Christian Watson, touchdown Commanders. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Gay to add the PAT. It's up and good. And the Commanders will come back to tie things at 17. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. The return starts from the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Broncos offense, and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. He's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. Nix now on 1st and 10. Got a man left side. It's caught. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Just a great individual effort, and when you have a guy that can win his one-on-one matchups, now it becomes less about who's blocking him and how do we block him. Expect the offense to make some adjustments, because right now, one-on-one, this defender is going to win every time.
Quick hitting slant there. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable 3rd down, getting some good yardage on that 2nd down play. And that is no good. He missed it. So we reach halftime in what was a very compelling first half of play. As we'll head down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin with a good NFC battle at Lambeau. Philadelphia taking on Green Bay. And it's the Eagles who are out in front. Devontae Smith with a touchdown reception from Jalen Hurts. We'll stay in the NFC North as we head down to Chicago to check on the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Seahawks trying to finish that one off and claim victory. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the Jaguars as that one's gone to halftime. 2-2 Atwell. A touchdown catch in that first half. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. The 3rd quarter begins with a run. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick 1st down.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
They'll stay on the ground. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Starting to see it back right now, Mike, that's finding his way with this defense. Back-to-back big gains. Have to see, do they just continue to ride the hot hand, or do they start putting the ball in the air?
Still fighting. What a run. shedding tacklers. Picks up 9 on the play. 2nd and a yard. They'll stick with him again. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble. The Broncos have it.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then...
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Up the middle they go. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Now Daniels. That's McLaurin open on the left side. A gain of 11, and it's 1st and goal. They'll throw with Daniels. A throw left side, caught by Sinnott. He is in. Ben Sinnott, touchdown Washington.
That just feels like a big drive, doesn't it, Mike? Here in the second half, you got a tie ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum feel. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this second half started. The extra point by Gay is good. And the Commanders will go up by 7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The visitors' offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Nix. A quick throw, that's complete on the slant. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. That's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Once again, it's Chubb. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Johnny Newton there on the stop. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. And the Broncos bring out their punter. They'll kick it away, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Commanders offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Handoff here, up the middle. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
Daniels to throw on 2nd down. He's going to keep it himself. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Now a handoff running right. And they'll stretch him out to the sideline, but he'll be taken down for a loss. 2nd and 11. The motion man here is McLaurin. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he set nice target to the quarterback, but the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because it leads to a big loss.
The Commanders set to kick this one away. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. A handoff as they try to run it here. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. 3rd down. 3 to go. Back to throw is Nix. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
There's a short one taken by Ingram. And they'll mark him down up beyond the 30. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
There's that man again, another catch. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. Here's Nix to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. That's catch 3 just on this drive, and it gets his team a first down.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Chubb. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. That lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down. Throwing. Nix. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
And this will not turn out to be a good return. Forced backwards, and they get him out of bounds. Off the zone read, Daniels going to hang on to it. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 7. They'll turn and hand this one off. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. He's got his tight end. That's Sinnott. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense. You don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock, but the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up first downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
2nd down and 8. To throw is Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Just a brutal mistake there, Mike. I mean, they have a chance to put a late scoring drive together and increase their lead. But now with that interception, all the momentum shifts to their opponents, and now they got to rely on their defense to hopefully get a stop and get them the ball back.
The visitors' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. the quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. That's caught left side by Ingram. He has been busy. 9 receptions on the game in that one. A first down. They run out of the gun, and it's Chubb. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They'll try again. It's second and 10. Working out of the gun. It's Nix. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Frankie Louvu. And the Commanders are going to get this back at their own 34-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense. You're defending your own goal line. You got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Commanders' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. Tight end on the move left. They'll begin here on the ground. And he's shedding tackles left and right, winding his way for a gain of 8. Here's second and 2. Throwing is Daniels. This one complete. Right side, it's Watson.
Bold decision there by this quarterback to attack a guy who's already made you pay for challenging him earlier today. He trusted his guy to not only win, but to defeat man coverage, and I think he got away with one there.
And he's got it. That'll move the chains. First down at the 47. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. They go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop.
Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see. Can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is first and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play. They get 18 on the pitch and catch. First down, Broncos.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here. Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Big play coming up. This is third down. To throw is Nix. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. 2 plays at their disposal, but they'd love to get it right here on third and goal. And he will not get in. The defense stands their ground, pushes him back, and they force fourth down.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. 3rd and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
This caught, and he's not going to get away. They get him down right after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on downs.
And this is a tricky call for this coach. A field goal doesn't do you a lot of good, but a touchdown does. So I don't hate the call, but great job by this defense coming up with a stand and getting the ball back.
The Commanders' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll need to get something positive going right away here. Ball starts inside their own 1-yard line. The drive will start on the ground. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Now a give up the middle, and he'll be brought down at about the 13-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Right back to him on 1st down. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. The motion man here is McLaurin. Now a give on the ground. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a 1st down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. He'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. 1:57 to go in the game. Putting the tight end in motion. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And quickly, the clock stops again. Defense taking the timeout. 1:54 to go. 3rd and 9. They send the tight end in motion. On 3rd down, they'll try to get it on the ground. And now we'll get a timeout by the defense. So the clock stops with 1:50 left in the game. The Commanders about to send this one away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead. Oh, yeah. Oh, how about that hit? Wow. He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. They'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He's going to uncork one, looking for Wicks.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Evan Ingram, the intended target. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Throwing is Nix. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. Nix gonna throw for it. Going for it all. I had to take a chance on 4th down, and it's intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
You know, Mike, what I think is interesting is we had a chance to sit down with this young player this week leading up to today's game, and it kind of felt to both of us that he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He fell to the 2nd round on draft night. In his mind, he thought he was a 1st rounder. But I'll tell you what, whatever round he was drafted in, if he keeps making plays like this, there's going to be a lot of teams who are going to be kicking themselves for skipping over him on draft night.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to an E. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Commanders. And that's now 4 victories in a row as they continue to play as well as anyone in the NFL. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.